If the problem is a trinomial, check for one of the following possibilities. Perfect square trinomial, factoring general trinomials with a is equal to 1, then factoring general trinomials where a is greater than 1. To check if the polynomial is in the form of a perfect square trinomial, the first term and last term must be a square number, and the second term is twice the product of the square root of the first and the square root of the last term. A squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So to check this, a squared and b squared are square numbers. Then yung second term naman natin to check if siya is perfect square trinomial, we have 2ab. If we divide this by 2, we can cancel 2, then we can have ab. So makikita natin that ab is the product of the square root of first and square root of last term. For the steps in factoring, first step is get the square root of the first term. Second step is get the square root of the second term. Third step is write as square of the sum or difference of a binomial. So now let's factor a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. First step is get the square root of the first term. Square root of a squared is a. Get the square root of the second term. Square root of b squared is b. Third step, write a square of the sum or difference of binomial. So, for example, we have here a and b, so we have a plus b squared. Next is let's factor x squared plus 6x plus 9. So, going to the first step, let's get the square root of the first term. So, square root of x squared is x. Second step is get the square root of the last term. So here, our last term is 9. So the square root of 9 is 3. Third step, write as square of sum or difference of binomials. So if we have x and 3, so we have x plus 3 squared. Next, factor for x squared minus 20xy plus 25y squared. So going to the first step, we will get the square root of the first term. Our first term here is 4x squared. So getting its square root, we have 2x. Then, for our second step, we will get the square root of the last term. So our last term is 25y squared. So the square root of 25y squared is 5y. Then, going to our third step, we will write it as square of the sum of or difference of binomial. So, we have here 2x minus 5y, nilagay sa loob ng parenthesis, then squared. Factoring the general trinomials ax squared plus bx plus c, where a is equal to 1. First step, list all factors of c. Second step, find factors of c which sum is b. Third step, express as product of binomials. So let's have the example. Let's say we will factor x squared plus 7x plus 12. So first step is we will list all factors of 12. So 12 times 1 is equal to 12. Then we have here negative 12 times negative 1. 6 times 2, negative 6 times negative 2. 3 times 4, negative 3 times negative 4. So, lahat ito, pag multiply natin siya dun sa kapartner niya, ang sagot niya is positive 12. So, i-consider din natin yung sign nung letter C natin, if it is positive or negative. Second step, find factors of 12 which sum is 7. So, ngayon, i-add natin lahat ng factors. So, 12 plus 1 is 13. Negative 12 plus negative 1 is negative 13. 6 plus 2 is 8. Negative 6 plus negative 2 is negative 8. 3 plus 4 is 7. Negative 3 plus negative 4 is negative 7. So, hahanap tayo ng ang sum is positive 7. So, we have here 3 and 4. Okay, next, we go to the third step, which is we will express as product of binomials. So, dito, kinuha natin yung 3 and 4 dun sa kanyang factors. Then, x yung gagamitin natin kasi x lang din naman yung variable. Kinuha natin ang x as factors of x squared. Okay. Next natin is, let's factor x squared minus 7x plus 12. First step, we will list all factors of 12. So, kagaya nung kanina. So, second step naman is, we will find factors of 12 which is sum is negative 7. So, ganun ulit. I-add natin sila. But this time, we will find the factors of 12 which sum is negative 7. Negative 7 naman hanapin natin. So, we have here negative 3 and negative 4. So, our third step will be express as product of binomials. So, negative 3 and negative 4, kaya x minus 3 and x minus 4. And again, yung x, kinuha natin siya as factors of x squared. Okay, next example, we will factor x squared plus 3x minus 18. So, makikita nyo naman, negative yung c natin, which is negative 18. So, lilista natin lahat ng factors niya. So, again, i-consider natin kung ano yung kanyang sign. So, we have here, 18 times negative 1 is negative 18. Or, binaliktad natin, negative 18 times 1 is negative 18. So, ito lahat yung factors na mag-i-equal sa negative 18. So, second step, find factors of negative 18 which sum is 3. Hanapin natin ang positive 3. So, i-add natin sila lahat. And then, ang pipiliin natin, yung positive 3 yung sagot. Next natin, last step, we will express as product of binomials. So, we have here x plus 6 times x minus 3. So, kinonsider natin yung kanyang sign. So, positive 6 at negative 3 kanina, kaya plus and minus to. Then again, x is kinuha natin sa factors of x squared. Next, x squared minus 3x minus 18. So, parehong negative naman to. So, again, step 1, list all factors of negative 18, kagaya ng ginawa natin kanina. So, next step to natin is we will add yung mga factors. At hahanapin naman natin saan tayo magkakaroon ng negative 3. So, kita natin that negative 6 plus 3 will give us negative 3. So, going to our last step, we will express it as a product of binomials. So, negative yung 6 and positive yung 3. So, yun din yung ginamit natin as sign. X minus 3 times x plus 3. Next, punta naman tayo sa letter C, factoring general trinomials ax squared plus bx plus c, where a is greater than 1. So, dito, yung a natin or yung numerical coefficient ng x squared ay mas mataas kaysa sa 1. So, step 1 natin, punta muna tayo sa steps. Make sure that the trinomial is written in the correct order. The trinomial must be written in descending order from highest power to lowest power. So, pag sinabi nating power, ito ay yung exponents. Step 2, check if the three terms have GCF. If there is, divide it first with the GCF. So, hanapin natin kauna-unahan ay greatest common factor. So, ito naman is applicable sa lahat ng polynomials na ipafactor natin. Palaging ang kauna-unahan natin ay finding GCF. Next, step 3 is we will multiply A and C. Step 4, list all factors from step 3 and choose the factor with the sum equal to B. So, kinuha natin to dun sa step 3. So, di ba, nag-multiply tayo ng A times C. If-factor natin ngayon yung A times C. Then, hahanap tayo ng factor ng A times C na mag-equal sa B. Next, step 5, rewrite the original problem with 4 terms by splitting the middle term into 2 numbers chosen in step 4. Then lastly, we will factor by grouping. So, para mas maintindihan nyo to, let's have an example. Let's say we will factor 2x squared plus 7x plus 5. So, step 1, so make sure that the trinomial is written in correct order. So, o-order muna natin siya, naka-descending order siya. depende sa power ng kanyang or ng exponent. So, we have 2x squared plus 7x plus 5. Next, second step is we will check if the three terms have GCF. So, dahil yung last term natin is walang x, so hindi natin mako-consider ang x as GCF. Then, 2, 7, and 5 has no common factor except 1. So, ibig sabihin, wala siyang greatest common monomial factor and pwede na natin siyang i-factor. Next, step 3, we will multiply A and C. So, dito, ang A natin is 2 kasi siya yung numerical coefficient ng x squared. Then, ang C natin is 5 kasi siya yung constant. 2 times 5 is 10. Step 4, kukuha tayo ng factors ng 10 na mag-i-equal sa B. Ang B natin dito is yung 7. Okay, so factors ng 10 natin ito. And then, since kailangan natin ng sum, i-add natin siya. So, 10 times 1 is 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. Pwede rin natin gamitin yung negatives niya. Negative 10 times negative 1. So, we will have negative 11. Then, 5 times 2 is 10. Pag ini-add naman natin siya, we have 7. So, ganun din yung negatives niya. Negative 5 times negative 2, we have negative 7. So, dito, ang kukunin natin yung mag-i-equal sa positive 7. So, we have here 5 and 2. Okay, next natin, step 5. So, i-rewrite natin siya using 4 terms. So, i-split natin yung middle term. So, di ba kanina, 7x siya. So, instead of writing 7x, hinati natin siya. Ginawa nating 5x and 2x. So, saan natin kinuha ang 5 and 2? Sa factors ng 10. So, and of course, nilagay natin yung x kasi yung middle term natin is may x. Then, last step natin, we will factor by grouping. So, ganito ang pag-factor by grouping. Pagsasamahin nyo yung dalawang terms na may common factor. So, dito, makikita natin na dun sa unahan, katabi ng 2x squared ang 5x. Pwede naman natin siyang pagpalitin. Yung 5x and 2x. Itinabi natin ang 2x sa 2x squared kasi meron silang common factor. As well as 5x and 5. So, if we factor this, so you can see that the common factor of 2x squared and 2x ay 2x. So, ang matitira sa loob ng parenthesis is x plus 1. Then, ganun din sa padalwa natin. Ang common factor naman niya is 5. So, ang matitira sa parenthesis is x plus 1. So, you can see that x plus 1 is common to both of them. So, pwede natin siyang kuhanin as GCF. And then, ilalagay natin sa loob ng parenthesis yung matitirang terms. So, sa una natin, ang natira is 2x. Then, sa padalawa naman natin na term, ang natira is 5. So, after doing that, makikita natin that we have the product of two binomials. Okay, next. Factor 36x cubed plus 33x squared plus 6x. Okay, so step 1 natin, gawin natin siya in descending order. Depende sa exponent. Next natin, step 2, let's check if the three terms have GCF. So, since all terms has x, then it is common to them. So, lahat naman sila is merong x. So, x is common. Then, 36, 33, and 6. So, lahat sila is divisible by 3. Therefore, ang GCMF natin is 3x. So, dahil meron tayong GCMF, ang kauna-unahan natin gagawin is we will divide it with the GCMF. So, 36x cubed plus 33x squared plus 6x divided by 3x. So, we can have 12x squared plus 11x plus 2. At pagpunta natin sa step 3, okay, ang gagamitin na natin ngayon ay yung nakuha natin na quotient. Hindi na yung original. So, multiply A and C. So, we have here 12 times 2, we have 24. So, list all the factors from step 3. Then, hanapin natin ang mag-i-equal sa letter B. So, ang binatin dito, magbe-base tayo dun sa nasa step 3, 11. Positive 11. So, ang kukunin natin ay 8 times 3. Okay, next, step 5 natin. Okay, so we will rewrite it into 4 terms. Then, i-combine natin yung mga may common factor. So, dito, factor natin siya by regrouping. So, ganun ulit. 3 and 12x squared ang pinagsama natin kasi sila yung may common factor. Ganun din ang 8x and 2. Then, getting the common factor. So, ang common sa 12 and 3 is 3. Then, pareho silang may x kaya 3x. Then, sa 8 and 2, we have 2. So, ang makikita natin ngayon na common sa kanila is 4x plus 1. So, kukunin natin siya as greatest common factor. And then, yung matitira na 3x and 2, ilalagay natin sa parenthesis. Okay? Then, after nun, wag niyong kalilimutan na yung GCMF sa step 2 ay kasama pa din sa mga factors. So, ngayon, ang sagot natin dito sa example na to is 3. 3x times 4x plus 1 times 3x plus 2.